Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think that such literature suits her very well. Lena didn't seem to be interested in continuing the conversation. Well, if I'm bothering you... No, she answered while still looking at the book. Can I sit beside you for a while? Why? And really, why? Maybe just because I was very tired and having company is better than being alone. And maybe I wanted to try to find something out from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt it. Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to. Feel free. But if I'm bothering you... No, you're not. Oh, sei doch nicht so beta, Alter. I can... Oh! Jesus fucking Christ. I can leave. Just say... Everything's alright. Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intense talk, staying here was the last thing I wanted, but I wouldn't be so nice to just stand up and leave. That didn't really go well, huh? Then I hasn't answered anything. It seems I made a fool out of myself. But I bet if Uliana was here, she would have a good laugh at me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled the Slavic question and thought it would be a good start for a conversation. Yes. She smiled slightly. I guess I like it too. Lena definitely isn't very sociable and probably can't carry on a meaningless conversation as easily as Slavia. But there was something about her that attracted attention. Like a momentary glimpse of a reflection in the glass on a rainy autumn evening, which makes you turn around and stare into darkness, searching for something that you saw out of the corner of your eye. Of course you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but I still felt so tempting. Lena was still reading the book without paying attention to my presence, and I had no intention of asking her anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night. Yes. How in the world would you start a conversation with her? It's late. I have to go. Yes, it's quite late. Good night. Night. There was something strange about this girl. At first glance, she's typically shy and modest pioneer girl, but the mystery of Lena took its own place in the massive list of mysteries about this camp, which I had started to put together in my head. A lazy evening. There's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. I headed towards Olga's cabin. The light in the house was on. Hello, Semyon. You're quite late. Yeah. I went for a walk to look around the camp. Alright. You will be sleeping here. She pointed her finger at one of the beds. Right here? I was a bit surprised. Yeah, is something wrong? We are out of 3 cabins anyway. The camp leader smirked, but I rather think it was just out of politeness. You do not want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? There was a clear emphasis on this word decent. Yeah, sure. I was lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind it, mademoiselle? She looked at me oddly, with surprise and some offense in her eyes. A pioneer shall respect their elders. Olga said strictly. Ich lasse einfach den scheiß Nachnamen weg. Of course she should. No one argues with that. Of course she should. I blatted, not realizing what was wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared. Holy shit, jetzt reg dich mal ab, Alte. Under such a gaze, even Mithril, forged by the best draft masters from the deepest dungeons, would melt. Das ist eine WoW-Referenz und die feiere ich. Ja. die WoW-Referenz ist echt cool. Should I... What? What's up, Toots? Annoyance and lack of understanding made raise my voice. You must address adults appropriately. Yes, of course there are a lot of strange things in here. But this girl is just a couple years older than me. Or maybe even younger. But I decided to not to argue while just a few minutes ago I would never have called her an adult. I have to admit that she was also given a strong character. And in any case, I wasn't in a position to argue. As you say, ma'am, I mumbled. That's much better. That is how a decent pioneer should conduct himself. And now it's time to sleep. Honestly speaking, I was going to become neither decent nor an indecent pioneer. Just yesterday I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. But what do I have choice now? If you don't want to, we'll have to make you. This is the motto of Olga, was probably going to use. I climbed onto the bed and closed my eyes, only to realize how tired I was after today. Something hammered in my head awfully, as if my brain had started a night shift. And they seemed to be aimed more at rolling steel than working on something more sensitive. The bus flew through my mind, and the square with the monument, the canteen full of pioneers, and the malicious face of Uljana. Slavia. Lena. And even recalling Alyssa didn't give me too much of a negative feeling. What if I'm here for good? Tag 2. So. I was having a dream. Gut. Was das für ein Traum ist, ich werde es speichern. Ich glaube, man speichert hier. Ja, save. Ich speichere hier einfach mal. So, ich speichere hier. Und ich würde dann jetzt mal sagen, also ich mache jetzt mal eine Pause, spiele vielleicht was anderes und trinke vielleicht mal was, weil mein Hals ist so trocken jetzt. Und ja, dann renne ich mal die ersten Folgen. Und dann sehen wir uns hier wieder bei der nächsten Aufnahme. Bis dann. So, ihr habt gar nicht bemerkt, dass ich weg war, stimmt's? Ja, ich bin halt raffiniert. Aber ich sage euch, das Rendern dauert extrem lange. Ja. Also ich render an einer Folge 2 Stunden, das ist ziemlich heftig. Und ja, ich habe jetzt mal versucht, die Framerate von 60 auf 30 runter zu regeln. Mal gucken, ob es dann besser wird. Wenn es dann immer noch nicht besser ist und es immer noch so ewig lange dauert, dann werde ich wohl auf 27p aufnehmen. Dann leiten zwar die Thumbnails ein bisschen drunter, die ich jetzt mit Sony Vegas mache, aber das ist ja nicht so schlimm. Ja, und während ich die jetzt gerendert habe, die ganzen Folgen, habe ich derweil Forza 6 durchgespielt. Habe ich das auch mal geschafft. Nun gut, kehren wir zurück zur Story. Ich habe auch mal versucht, mit Rauschunterdrückung zu arbeiten. Aber dann hört sich meine Stimme so verfälscht und scheiße an. Dann lasse ich das Rauschen doch lieber drin, auch wenn ich es persönlich ziemlich nervig finde. Aber gut. Wie gesagt, kommen wir zurück zur Story. I was having a dream. It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum, with nothing but nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe, as if the universe had returned to a state of singularity right before the Big Bang. Ihr wisst schon, der Big Bang, der Moment, wenn eure Mutter, wüsste. And something was just about to happen. Suddenly I heard a voice. I could not make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice was whispering something gently as if soothing me. And then I realized it was the voice of the strange girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what is she trying to tell me? And who is she? I woke up. Blind. Bright sunlight struck my eyes. Oh, ich muss das hier... mich juckt's. Und außerdem mache ich mal wieder das Fenster zu. Wir haben ja immer noch Winter, oder es ist noch Winter. Wann ist denn Frühling eigentlich? Wann fängt der Frühling an? Im März? Ne, im Februar. Ach, keine Ahnung. Gut. Bright sunlight struck my eyes. Wie ein Kellerkind. Ja, wir sind ja ein Bernd. Oder ein russischer Semyon. It was almost noon. After stretching lazily on the bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. In a few seconds, all its events passed before my eyes. The bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. No, that's just wrong. Not the whole situation, not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards what was happening was wrong. Because yesterday I fell asleep here just like that, and before that I chatted nicely with the local pioneers, even managed to crack a few jokes. How could I act like that in such a situation? I should be frightened, startled by every little rustling, should avoid all contact with the potentially hostile creatures. Lauerstatus 1000. The last day's events were getting lazy, like I had a hangover. This really feels like the morning after a heavy drinking party. Yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning. A grotesque illustration from the Divine Comedy. Yes, it's just like that, and I can't change the past now. Then again, I had probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glanced around, trying to figure out whether I had been throwing somewhere else, but Olga's cabin looked like the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place, except for a pioneer uniform which was hanging from the bedhead. I fumbled with it in distrust and tried it on. At least, this is better than walking around in winter clothes. Wish I could see myself, but I look like a clown. And for that I need a mirror. At least a tiny one. I finally found one on the wardrobe door. Holy! I looked at the newfound pioneer and jumped away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did the weak stubble go? Where were the bags under my eyes, the slug, the deathly fatigue on my face? It seemed that I had not been thrown back in time or into a parallel reality, but instead had simply changed bodies with someone else. Right, that's real simple. Such things happen every day. I took a closer look at the stranger, and only then I realized that it was actually me. It just wasn't today's me, maybe the one from between my school and university years. Well, at least that's something. There you go, the person in an extreme situation did fail to notice the elephant in the room after all. But the camp leader noticed it, and last night she told me off for addressing her her without proper respect. Ah, screw that. I doubt my appearance affects anything else. If the clock was not lying, breakfast was long over. Oh well, try to find something in the canteen. It worked out well yesterday with Slavia, didn't it? Those memories made me smile involuntarily. The sun was shining brightly outside, a light breeze was blowing. A beautiful summer day. I had not felt so good in the morning for several years. All problems were gone, vanished into clouds that were white as snow. Olga came out of nowhere. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that, no matter what, my morning was indeed good. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up, but breakfast... Never mind, here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. Judging by the oil stains, there had to be sandwiches inside. Oh, thank you. Now go wash yourself. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga quickly ran into the house and came out to shove a small bag into my hands. Inside it found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel and something else. I did not look too closely. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly this first time. Yours is askew. You shall do it yourself once you learn it how to. Do we have to? I'm going to wash myself now. Yeah, right. I could get hooked on the trap and strangle me. Ah, fine, later then. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencils, paper, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. What lineup? What do you mean, what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Weird. By my approximation it should have been Sunday. Then again, a shift in the day of the week is hardly the worst thing. Usually we have lineups early in the morning before breakfast, but it's Monday today, so we are having it at 12 o'clock. Don't be late. Alright, but where? At the square. Where else? There was no reason to argue. I headed to the bathing place. I knew I could forget about separate showers and toilet, but at the sight of this malfunctioning symptom of a decaying socialism, a funny turtle with a tin shell, power taps and ceramic belly, I felt sick. I was not a squeamish person, but nevertheless, standing there I realized that there was still some minimal level of habitual comfort which I found it troublesome to do without. It's often like that. When you lose things that you thought were ordinary and common, you suddenly understand just how essential they were. Ah, screw this, as if I have any choice. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not an issue, washing my face and my mouth became a big problem. There was no toothpaste in the bag which Olga gave me. I could brush my teeth without it, but there was a small round box wrapped in the towel. Tooth powder. Cute. 1 point for me, being somewhere in the past. I washed myself quite quickly, also to the ice cold water. Someone was coming quickly, or more like running towards me. I turned around. Oh. It was Slavia, dressed in a Adidas tracksuit. Natürlich, das... es muss natürlich so aussehen, als wäre es Adidas. Werden ihre Brüste größer? Und ja, ich nehme es mir frei rauszutrinken, wann ich will und wie ich es will. This girl would probably look good in anything. Pioneer uniform, bikini, probably even a spacesuit. Auch von Adidas. Hey there! Ohio, I mean, good morning, yeah. Real smooth. Why didn't you come for breakfast? I overslept. I said it as if I was proud about it. Oh, da muss ich nochmal zurück. I overslept! But Olga gave me some sandwiches. Oh, great then. Don't forget about the lineup. Yeah, sure. As if I could forget. Das ist der Nachteil beim Trinken. So. Right, I gotta run. Enjoy yourself. Verpiss dich, Scheißfotze. She waved goodbye to me and disappeared around the path's bend. Looks like it's a couple of minutes until the lineup. I shall quickly pass by my home and drop off my washing bag and eat sandwiches, and then head to the square. I swung open the door of the camp leader's cabin and rushed inside, as if jumping into the last car of the departing train. It didn't turn out to be the best idea, because inside I found Olga. Oh boy. Ich weiß ja nicht, wie es mit euch steht, aber ich liebe Rücken. Ich mag tatsächlich auch Beine. Es sind alles Dinge, die ich erst später so herausgefunden habe. Als ich so 15, 16 war, dachte ich mir, Beine, Rücken, nichts Besonderes. Und dann plötzlich war es dann doch eine Vorliebe. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Manchmal spielt der Kopf einfach verrückt und dann mag man Dinge, von denen man dachte, ja, irgendwie... Ihr linker Arm sieht etwas krüppelig aus. Sieht vielleicht wegen der Perspektive so aus, aber naja. Who was changing? I froze on the spot, trying not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me. Warte mal. Hä? Auf einmal ist hier der HDR-Effekt ist weg. Oh mein Gott, sie ist ein Dämon. Semyon! I looked away immediately. Have you heard of knocking? Now get out! Yeah, that was real clumsy. Although I did enjoy the sight. Oh Semyon. Oh, wir verstehen uns. Olga followed me out in a minute. weiß sie Bescheid, ne? Here, take this. Now it is your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket. Home. Grove Street. Home. Of course, if you disregard how fantastical the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on earth, but to call it home, just after one day spent here, I doubt I'd ever be able to do so. Alright, let's go, we're late. But what about the sandwiches? Just eat them on the way. We were passing along the lines of the pioneers' cabins while I was tucking into the ham sandwiches, and Olga kept on talking and talking. She was buzzing like a game of Operation with Parkinson's. But I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? Oh? You weren't listening. Oh, sorry. Today is the first day of your new life as a pioneer. And you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Ah, yeah, definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibilities conferred upon him. To participate in social work, to help his juniors, to study and study and study again. And here are all like we here are all like one big family. And you will become a part of it. Das hört sich irgendwie gruselig an. Yeah, a part. I would even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about our camp. Also ich denke mal, die Russen hatten das wirklich früher. Das sind ja so, sind das Erziehungscamps? Aber halt nicht mit Problemkindern, sondern halt einfach so? Also ich will jetzt mal nichts sagen und ich will jetzt auch nicht wie ein Kommunist klingen, aber wenn ich mir so in Deutschland das mal angucke, ein paar hätten es nötig. Also ich finde sowas eigentlich nie schlecht. Aber wenn wir jetzt mal gucken, wo Russland heute steht, naja, neues Zuckerbrot. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? It seems I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Perhaps now I can take somewhat easier than yesterday. It seems like I have some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, but I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, the situation isn't a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? A bad peace is better than a good dispute. The most important thing for you now is to make the best of the time you will spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was very tired of this conversation. It would be good to know where that here is. But we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. What, is somebody not here yet? Oh, das war ich. What? Is somebody not here yet? No, all here. She looked around at her brave pioneer troops. Alright, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me there are no more sleeping places? Das ist also unsere Truppe. Ja. Uns selber sehen wir nicht, wir sind hier an der Seite. Auf jeden Fall, witzigerweise sind das alles die wir schon kennen. Außer sie. Sie sieht aus wie Shizune von Katawa Shoujo. Ihr wisst schon, wenn ihr Katawa Shoujo gespielt habt, Shizune ist die uns vergewaltigt hat. Und nicht spricht und ja. Findet ihr es eigentlich auch interessant, dass hier fast alle Mädchen Twin Tails haben? Sie hat diese Twin Tails, auch wenn man das nicht wirklich Twin Tails nennen kann. Sie hat Twin Tails, okay, sie mal nicht. Sie ist halt was Besonderes. Sie hat Twin Tails und heult fast. Und sie hat Twin Tails. Und unser Buttermeister, also, der hat einen One-Tail. Okay, hör auf. Und natürlich unsere Master Olga of the Universe hat auch keine Twinters. While the chief was running her mouth about our plans for the week, I stared at the people. A few heads away from me stood Electronic, a little further Lena and Slavia, and at the end the line Uljana and Alyssa. Everyone I had met was here. Ich glaube, das Camp besteht nur aus diesen Personen, weil wir werden nicht wirklich andere sehen. Bis auf natürlich 3, 4 andere noch, die jetzt noch kommen. Olga spoke about some competitions and I turned my attention to the monument. Gender. I could not remember any revolutionary with a similar name. He had a weird posture too, as if he was looking around with distrust, maybe contempt, or even disdain. Probably some local leader. Daydreaming again? Slavia brought me back to reality. Olga stood nearby. Still remember the plan for the week? The plan. I will never forget the plan. Perfect. She looked at Slavia. Did you bring it? Yes. Slavia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. Here are 4 tasks to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouse, and a musical club in the separate building. Then visit the infirmary. And finally, visit the library. Got it? Yes. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something, since I had to go to places I haven't been before. Then come on, start right now. What about lunch? Don't worry, I'll bring you more sandwiches. Schreibt man das so, wenn es die Mehrzahl ist? Weil jetzt heißt es Sandhexen. Eigentlich kommt das T doch weg, oder? Ich weiß es gerade nicht. The checklist is more important. Good luck. They departed too fast for me to ask anything else. Missed breakfast. Now I'll miss lunch too. This ain't good. Maybe I'll manage it in time somehow. Lunch starts at 1 PM. Then again, if I'll go there, I might miss a place from the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go to the canteen anyway. So, und jetzt kommt der interessante Part. Und zwar haben wir jetzt hier tatsächlich die Szene oder die Map und können jetzt einfach mal frei erkunden. Wir haben hier ein Old Building, wir haben hier den Beach, Boathouse, Football, wir haben hier alles Mögliche. Hier wohnen Miko und Lena, die sind schon mal in einem Zimmer. Da ist das, ich glaube, das ist der Tattoo-Frei-Admin und ein Kollege von ihm. Hier ist Slavia und die komische Brillentussi. Das sind wir und Olga, die in einem Haus leben. Und hier unten haben wir Uljana und Alyssa, die in einem Haus leben. Und dann sind hier halt noch überall andere Cabins mit, ja. Badminton, okay. Ja, wo gehen wir denn mal als erstes hin? Ich würde mal sagen, wir gehen mal zum Arzt. What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine. The fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual. But I just have to visit it. I entered. A common infirmary, like my school doctor's room. Oh. Hey, wait a fucking second. Hat die Heterochromie? Die hat doch ein rotes Auge und ein blaues, oder sehe ich das? Bin ich jetzt gerade farbenblind, Alter? Nein, Mann, die hat ein rotes und ein blaues Auge. Die hat Heterochromie. Das ist mir vorhin gar nicht aufgefallen. Was ist das für ein... Wenn das ein Mensch sein soll. Ja, gut. A middle-aged woman sat at a table. Obviously, she was a nurse. Wäre ich nie drauf gekommen. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while continuing to write something. Well, hello, Pioneer. said the nurse without being distracted from her work. "Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something. Sit down, please." I looked around the room. On the couch. I sit down. "Strip. Oh, das geht mir jetzt aber etwas zu schnell. Also, willst du mir nicht erstmal deinen Namen sagen und ein paar Worte tauschen? Soll ich jetzt?" She said it all with an even tone. "What for?" "To inspect, to auscultate. Auscultate? To check on your health, you know. By the way, my name is Violetta, but you can call me Viola." Jetzt haben wir die Namen ausgetauscht. She turned to me. "What are you waiting for? Strip." But I have no health issues. I've got this." I neatly gave her the paper. "Later." She took the stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to probe me with it. Oh, was hat die vor? But someone knocked on the door. The nurse answered unwillingly. "Come in." In a moment the door opened widely and electronic rushed inside. Electronic, jetzt hast du unsere Chance versaut, diese geile Nurse wegzuknallen. Einmal hätten wir sie wegbuttern können und dann kommt der Buttermeister und stört natürlich. "Hello, I fell during the football game." "Nonsense, of course. I'm okay, but Olga..." There was a massive bruise under Electronic's eye. I doubt that this could be a football injury. "Sit down, I'll have a look," she said to him. "And you, pass me checklist." The nurse quickly signed it and continued. "If something hurts, come to me immediately, Pioneer." Ich glaube, die fährt auf uns, oder? Ich bin mir nicht sicher. I decided not to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. That nurse is surely something else. Ja, auf jeden Fall. Gut, gehen wir mal zur Bücherei.